Armando, what he just said about his anger, you know, God would not abandon someone because of their grief. And that's what he's feeling, is grief. And rightly so, because he loves his son. So, no, he should not worry about those things.
Okay. Well, that's a good thought, and I hears that still, and I hope that'll carry him over. Mario, and thank you, interesting work you're doing. Mario is on the first-time caller line from California on Coast to Coast for Matt Baglio. Mario?
Good morning, gentlemen. Thanks for taking my call.
And you?
My question has to do with satanic music like metal, black metal, death metal. Is it possible to become possessed by it? Because I've had, if you let me share, I have an experience that's happened to me back in 2006. But
well, if it happened to you, then
I just wanted to say thank you again to Christine for calling and helping out with Armando. That was very good advice. Mario, in your particular case, you know, what's going on here, I don't know, I don't know you, Exorcists, you know, of course, satanic music, if you're just listening to music, I would say, you know, it's not enough to perhaps cause this kind of, however, you know, it sounds like you were engaging in the lyrics, and
the halo appeared on its head, but anyway, and they never have any, they never answer my question. I just want to know if by me getting into the satanic type of music, the lyrics-fitted music, could that have the possible, could that be why I saw this vision?
okay.
Yeah, I mean, before I answer, just wanted to say thank you again to Christine for calling and helping out with Armando. That was Mario, in your particular case, you know, there could be other factors going on here. I don't know. I don't know you, Exorcists. You know, of course, satanic music. If you're just listening to music, you know, it's not enough to perhaps cause these kind of phenomena to happen. However, you know, it sounds like you were engaging in the lyrics and you were getting into the message behind the music, and you were perhaps going in. That maybe was what was causing you a little bit of anxiety. I don't know, but it isn't just that you're writing lyrics down from a song and that you're listening to a song and you're going to see these kinds of things. It could be that there's here. It doesn't have to be there's supernatural in nature, but it's more than just a curiosity. It has to be that you go beyond the curiosity, and you become really interested to change, to seek even farther down this path.
Mike is in Livermore, California, from Matt Baglio, author of The Rite about exorcism. Mike, thanks for hanging on Coast to Coast.
Good morning, Ian. Good morning, Matt. Great subject. And I have somebody very close to me that I believe is being attacked by demons, waking up in the middle of the night and having demons in her face, and just several other things. But I don't feel that she's being possessed yet, but I just want to know, just invoking prayer, invoking Jesus Christ, all these things I've heard, does that help deter might be possessed? And my second question is, as you were saying about atheists and Christians, you know, the involvement and how they're picked out to be attacked, she is with preschool, autistic children of need. She's doing great work in her life, and she's always done that since she was like 14 years old.
Okay.
Does this type of thing draw the demonic thing to her?
Sure.
Yeah, being a teacher of special needs kids, would that make her especially more vulnerable?
No.
Because she's doing God's work.
No, not at all. So I think your question was, she's seen visions and these kind of things. Has she seen these in the past? Has this been something that she's had problems with before?
This just started recently in the last couple months. Things like the typical bed, can't move, wake up, demonic face she's seeing, sitting up in the middle of the night, staring blankly, and her partner looking at her, going, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" Can't get her attention, that sort of thing.
Yeah, and you're asking if you're praying over her, or like for her, for Jesus going to help. Well, you know, I'm sure it would. I don't know enough of what's going on beyond what you just described to say what is really going on. But if she thinks and you think that it would be a good idea for her to go and see a priest or to go and see her pastor if she's not, then, you know, that may be something that you would want to look at. And taking it slow, not getting too scared about everything, and not ruling out perhaps a natural cause for one. Of course, if you're
like sleep paralysis.
I'm sorry?
Like sleep paralysis.
Yeah, something else that could be going on besides jumping to the demonic. I mean, that's something that the exorcists do. They don't. They try to rule out all the natural causes. If there could be a reason for why these episodes, you know, try to take it slow. But if you want to pray with her, yes, you obviously can do that. And if there's no, you know, you don't need any approval for that. It's just that you wouldn't perform an exorcism or characterize what she's going through as being demonic, and the cautious steps in order to see if that was really what was going on.
It does sound a little bit like night terrors that children go through. William is in Phoenix, Arizona, on Coast to Coast. William?
Hi, very interesting show. Thank you. A shooting that was in Tucson earlier this month.
Right.
Guy by the name of Jared Loeffner kind of went off the deep end. There's a lot of question about was he more a right winger or a left winger? The 22-year-old guy trying to find himself, and he had a shrine in the backyard, which was kind of an occult shrine. And I just picture him. He's known to do a lot of hallucinogens, specifically a very powerful hallucinogen that's making the round called Salvia Divinorum.
Right.
And I just picture him in his mom's basement, watching these anti-government conspiracy videos, getting high on salvia one too many times, and into mind control.
And like a lot of people who have mental issues, he was self-medicating, which so often happens, especially with schizophrenics or people who are bipolar. They cleave towards something like that because it gives them some control over their experience. You had a question?
There's always that difference between demon with a big D and demon with a little d, and there's a lot of us running around who all have demons. But it may not be the same type of demons that we read about in the Rite. You can link up to Matt Baglio for our webbook everywhere, out in paperback now, The Making of a Modern Exorcist. Thank you so much. I know that a lot was getting thrown at you, and you were terrific there, Matt. So thank you so much for taking the time to answer those questions.
Didn't know anything about it, drug use, but, that just adds to kind of the side of it. So I would say no.
There's always that difference between demon with a big D and demon with a little d, and there's a lot of us running around who all have demons, but it may not be the same type of demons that we read about in the Rite. You can link up to Matt Baglio through. Find the book everywhere, out in paperback now, The Making of a Modern Exorcist. Thank you so much. I know that a lot was getting thrown at you, and you were terrific there, Matt. So thank you so much for taking the time to answer those questions so thoroughly, and also this book. Look forward to whatever you're going to come up with here for a follow-up. Don't know when that's coming out, but I hope you think of us here, so we want to be able to hear more about it when it's time. In the meantime, coming up on Tuesday, I think George has a show on the occult and Satanism. If you're interested in this, you may be interested in that. Coming up on Coast to Coast. Deus Tiamat, and I do too.
Talk 97.3 Cairo FM.
Thanks to our amazing customers, Dave Smith Motors in Kellogg, Idaho does it again. Dave Smith Motors is the world's largest Dodge Jeep Ram dealer for 2010. The Northwest's largest GM dealer for the 15th consecutive year.